Hello, hi everybody. This is Jatin, and I'll be the instructor for your course of XR Shoot Camp. So today is day one, and I'm gonna give you a brief about the course, about the realm of XR, and let's get started. Let me just share my screen, and then we are good to go. Yeah. So here we are with the course, and this presentation will give you a brief overview on immersive tech. Why should we know about it? Why is immersive tech so hyped? Why is everybody talking about immersive tech? Different types of immersive tech. How does immersive tech works? Use cases of XR and XR and beyond. Okay. So first, let's start off by understanding what is immersive tech. But before understanding that, we need to understand what do we mean by immersive. So immersive basically means to be completely involved into an activity, maybe work or entertainment or maybe listening to song. So what are the major things that humans, get immersed into when they are doing such activities? So good examples of that would be first and the foremost is music and movies. You would have felt that sometimes or most of the times when you're watching a movie, you are like a part of the movie, right? This means that you're immersed into the movie, right? Other than that is gaming. So gaming, when we play games, we are totally playing like role playing games, car racing games. We feel like we're actually into the game. We are the ones who are driving the game, and we're totally immersed into it, and we don't, we are cut off from the world, kind of, you can say, like our all focus is on playing the game, right? And some foodie people like me also get immersed into food. So with some people, it happens when they taste something delicious, they are totally into it and they can feel the taste of it, and they're basically cut off from the environment and they are into the joy of the food. So this is the basic meaning of immersiveness. Okay. Now, building upon the what we have learned about immersive, let's understand what is immersive tech. So immersive technologies are technologies that create a distinct experience by merging the physical and the digital world. Okay. So there are 2 points to be considered for making something called as immersive tech. That is merging the physical reality with the digital reality or the simulated reality. That thing is known as immersive tech in a nutshell. Okay. Coming on to why should we know about it? Like, why is everybody talking about it? Why is it so hyped nowadays? Why is everybody, talking about the metaverse, XR, AR, VR, MR? What exactly are these things? Right? So let's see why immersive tech is so hyped. Okay. So immersive tech is first of all the base reason, the technological shift that immersive tech is bringing is it is making humans, giving the ability to humans to access the information in the most intuitive way. For example, we live in a 3D world, right? Our brain is much more trained to access and process 3D data, as compared to 2D data, because it's trained, to live in 3D environment. Like whenever we read a text, we first read it and then you have to understand it, right? But that doesn't happen with seeing. Like you see and you actually understand. You don't have to do much processing because your brain is too trained to do that, right? So some of the big tech players like Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, everybody is going all into this, and they are really believing in this vision. For example, founder of Facebook, which now is Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, just said that it is the next computing platform. Similarly, Apple also says that it is critically important in the future of Apple. Okay. And over the time of last 2 to 5 years, we have seen these companies, these huge tech giants, put billions and billions of dollars. For example, Facebook recently put $10 billion in making the immersive tech ecosystem, right? Microsoft already has its own HoloLens and stuff going on. Facebook or now Meta, they have their own glasses, Oculus Quest 2. Apple is leading in mobile segment, mobile based AR with their LiDAR tech, and Google, as always, is also doing great stuff in AR. So another thing why this is so hyped is like Hired is a company which does surveys, and we have seen that year on year the growth demand for engineering roles is like it's 49% for security engineers, 89% growth for machine learning engineers, 146% for, you know, computer vision engineers, but on the same end, it's 1400% growth for AR VR engineers. Like, people want good AR VR engineers because the technology is booming at such a fast rate that there is so much demand, but there's not enough supply. And this is because everybody believes in the vision. And now this technology, immersive tech, is moving from toy to a tool phase where it is actually being used to do useful things. Okay. Now moving on, let's understand about different types of immersive tech. Right? When we say immersive tech, we are actually talking about multiple technologies. Immersive tech is an umbrella which covers a lot of different technologies. Let's understand the three main key differences or the key differentiating technologies here. The first and the foremost is AR, that is augmented reality. So when we say augmented reality, let's understand what augmented reality is. The word augment stands for change. So basically, it's a changed reality, right? So a point to remember here is that we are connected to our own reality. Now, let me give an example which will make it more clear to you. So this is an example where we are instantiating, or adding a dinosaur which is virtual, but the parking lot you see around it, it's real, like it's a real parking lot, and we have added something digital, something simulated. So this is AR. Next we have virtual reality. So virtual reality is made up of two words again, which is virtual plus reality. So it's virtual reality. Virtual means not real. So this reality that is being shown to us, it's not real. Basically, we are tricking our brain to think that it's reality, but it's not real. So when I say that, basically another point to remember here is that we are completely disconnected from our true reality. That is, we cannot see a true reality. We are just seeing computer generated graphics, and our brain is being tricked to think that this is a reality, right? Good example of this is this 360 video example, where we are in a 360 environment, and our brain would be seeing this, like we'll be seeing this via headset. So we will get a feeling that we are totally transported into this era, and we're not into a reality. Like, if right now at this very moment I wear a headset and see this virtual reality experience, I won't be able to see my laptop, my room, or anything. I'll be seeing these mountains and dinosaurs, and my brain would be tricked that I'm not in my room, but I'm in a jungle, or a park, a Jurassic Park like stuff, right? Next, we have mixed reality. So I would like you to focus on this because this is an advanced version of AR. So this is exactly like AR, but it's much more powerful. So in AR, like that's augmented reality, our devices are less powerful as compared to the mixed reality devices. Okay, in AR we have brief understanding of our environment. Okay, but in mixed reality we have complete understanding of our environment. Like, we can segregate between a floor and a tabletop and a bed and a sofa, and we are actually aware. The devices are aware of the reality. Okay, and with the help of which we can create really mesmerizing experiences like this one that we are seeing. So here it seems like a whale is bouncing just out of a floor and again onto the floor. So the room is real, but this whale and the water effect is it's digitally simulated. So this is an example of mixed reality. So now moving on, we have just understood about three realities, that is augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. But these are three different type of realities, and we have different ways to access them. So first and the foremost, the most handy reality, that is augmented reality, which is being increasingly, is becoming popular day by day. And it is just because of the reason that we don't need any extra devices to experience it. We can just experience it with our small, our little good old little friend, that is our smartphone, that is always with us, right? So augmented reality can be accessed by our own smartphones. Virtual reality, for virtual reality we need headsets. Okay, so basically we are totally cut off from the reality, and we are a headset in which there is a screen, and we are totally immersed into that. So these are two examples. Like, this one is a Oculus One headset, and this is a HTC Vive headset. Coming on to mixed reality, we have some powerful headsets. This one is a Microsoft HoloLens, the first one, and the second one at the bottom is a Magic Leap. So these are basically glasses, which are transparent glasses on which we can see the reality, but we're able to overlay holograms as well. Okay, so next, now we've understood what is immersive reality. We have understood different types of immersive reality. We have understood how to access them. Now let's jump into how does these things work. Like, what are the base principles, what are the base technologies that let these technologies work, and give us a feeling of being immersed into these realities. So basically, there are three main capabilities. First and the foremost is environmental understanding. This is a key requirement for devices to be able to compute and get an overall understanding of an environment. For example, the 3D coordinate system, where they are, how far things are from each other, maybe segmentation like floor, ceiling, wall, because this helps the devices to give us better holographic experiences, which make us believe that yeah, this is real and this is actually present in our room. The digital and the physical, the digitally simulated objects. For example, the dinosaur that we saw. If the dinosaur was hovering in the air, we wouldn't think it's real, right? But it was right on the plane, right on the floor, and it was acting as it was walking on the floor or standing on the floor. That is why we could actually feel, yeah, it's there in our own environment. Okay, next is motion tracking. So this basically allows a phone to understand and track position of our holograms related to us. For example, if you spawn a hologram here and you move somewhere else, so your phone should be capable of understanding where you're moving in respect to the hologram, so that it can show you the hologram from that side, right? And you can actually get an overall 3D feel. Okay. Next is light estimation. That is really important, because we can cast shadows and whatnot, which really makes the whole experience complete and gives us the illusion that these holograms are actually interacting with our environment. Okay, so now enough talking. Let's see some action, right? So the easiest thing that I told, the easiest version of immersive tech that can be experienced today is augmented reality, because that can be just experienced with your own smartphone. Okay, so I've created a simple demo, and you can access that AR demo via scanning this QR code, maybe by using your camera app, or maybe simply by going to an online QR scanner or directly going to the link. And you would see an experience where you would be able to place a hologram, or you can say not a hologram, you can say a 3D digital object in your own reality. So I've already made a video of it so that I can show it to you for those who do not have a phone at the moment. So basically, when you scan the QR code, you will be directed to this page. And the first thing that you would be able to do is see this card here. And this card you can interact with, and you can actually see the 3D model right there. And you can zoom in, zoom out, rotate it, move it, scale it. Okay. Then the next thing that you can do is click on the button on the bottom right, which will take you into the AR mode, where you can scan the surrounding and directly place your model. Okay, and now this model has been placed on my floor, and now it will actually react, or simulated like as if it was actually there, like a 3D object. So I'm moving here and the object is there, and I'm able to, like, it's stationary there. Okay, I can rotate the object, rescale the object, resize the object, and translate the object as well. And I can actually move closer to the object, because we are motion tracking. Our camera knows, our device knows how far are we from the object, right? So this was an example of AR, and this would be maybe some of your first experiencing AR. And and you could just do it with your own smartphone, right? Whereas if you wanted to do a VR experience, you would need a headset. If you wanted to do a MR experience, again, you would need a powerful, glass or a headset, right? So as we just saw in this demo, AR is like in our pockets, right? And that is why it is becoming really popular. This form of immersive technology is becoming really popular. Okay, so that was a demo of augmented reality, and now let's move on to the most impactful slide. This technology, this immersive tech, how it works, that's all fun and good. But technology is nothing. It's just a toy, unless and until it is or it can be used for betterment of the humankind. So now let's look on to some of the use cases of Excel. First and the foremost use case is e-commerce. Now you would say how e-commerce. So let me give you a situation. For example, you want to buy a sofa, right? You want to buy a 3-seater, maybe a 5-seater, maybe 7-seater sofa. Okay. What do you do today? First step is, maybe first option is, you go to a sofa vendor, sofa seller, a furniture seller, and you go there and see, okay, it looks good or bad and whatnot. Okay. But before buying that, what you have to do is, you would have to take some measurements in your home. Okay, how much space do I have, how big the sofa can be, and then go to the shop and see if that sofa fits in or not in those specifications, and then only you can buy it. But in that, there are 2 or 3 caveats, right? First and foremost, the look and feel of the sofa in the shop would be different, and would be different from your home, because the lighting, the background, the walls are different in your home, right? So maybe you like it, and sometimes this happens when you get some clothes or when you get some furniture. When you see there, you love it because it's in a proper setting, right? But when you bring it to your home, it doesn't fit well. Okay, so this is the issue. Second option that you have is buying things online, right? Online, what happens is, you can just see photos, and the dimensions will be mentioned there, right? For furniture, buying a furniture, that is not that good, right? At least in the first option, you could actually see the sofa, right? How it looks, right? But in a photo doesn't do justice. But now we have a third option. What happens if we are able to buy the sofa, try the sofa even before buying it? What do I mean? Okay, what I mean by that is, what if there was a solution with the help of which, sitting at home, we could just put a sofa wherever we want to put and see how it goes with our room, with our lighting, and see if it looks good. And we can do this with thousands of sofas. Is that possible? No. Actually, yes, that was not possible, but now that is possible. So what you can simply do is, you can simply get an AR app for that, right? And as we saw, putting the dinosaur in our own reality, and we just saw with the example that we put a windmill in our own reality, we could simply put a 3D sofa, right? A 3D model of a sofa in our own reality, and then we can actually see, look around it, look at from every side how the, and because of light estimation, we could also see how it looks in our own home's lighting. We could see how it looks in our home's decoration, how it goes with the walls, how the colors look, right? So this is a big and upcoming use case of XR, that is e-commerce. This is just one example that I gave you for furniture. You can take this example for anything, maybe for clothes. What if you could try clothes on before buying them? How interesting would that be, right? How about watching your car or watching your bike before buying it, to see how it looks, the size of it, the color of it, right? So these are some of examples of e-commerce. Next is training. So training is really important for industrial purposes, and there are some cases where it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of resources, a lot of money, and then there are risks associated with that. A good example of that would be training for fire brigade, workers. So for that, what do they have to do is, they have to actually put something on fire. They have to wear all the gear and do the hose pump and everything. And for some workers, this is the first time, and they don't know how to do things, and the only way to learn is by doing it, right? But that's option one. But what if we had some way of doing this without doing this? Now, what do I mean by that? What if there is some way of learning to extinguish fire without having a fire? And a good example of that would be a VR simulator for this, where the workers can simply wear a VR headset, and they would be transported into a situation where there are multiple virtual fires, and they are supposed to extinguish fires with their equipment and try them. Doing this, they will have some muscle memory of how things work. They will be acquainted with the environment, and then they can actually go and train in a real environment. This would actually reduce a lot of training cost, but more than that, most important, it will actually reduce a lot of associated risk for the workers, for the first time workers. But this is a good example of using XR in training, right? Moving on next, construction industry. This again is a pretty amazing example of things of how we can use immersive techs. For example, if you're an interior designer, if you are a constructor who builds buildings, right, and who builds houses, penthouses, so there are multiple problems in this industry, right? First and the foremost is that the clients, what the clients have issue that what was shown in the pictures came out pretty different when it wasn't real. What do I mean by this is they say that in the picture, in the video, in the 3D simulation, it looked really great, but in reality, it was not that great. Okay. And multiple small mistakes due to lack of collaboration. People cannot collaborate, there are design errors and stuff like that. Here, immersive tech can again come into play. Okay. So construction workers can actually, show the clients full size house with the help of immersive tech. For example, if I say we have an AR app and we can scan the ground and we can put a real life house there and you can actually see how does this design look. Or we can actually, put on virtual paintings, virtual makeovers in your own room and see which one looks better. And then the client actually has a view of the end result, before even starting the work. And then if the client is satisfied with the one, then they can move ahead. This would save so much time and energy for both the client and the worker. So this is another example of using immersive tech into construction industry. A good example of, again, a wonderful example of using immersive tech would be, for collaboration tools. What if we could collaborate as we do while we are in office? Like, there is a human interaction. You are in a 3D space, you talk to people, you scribble on the board, you do presentations. But because of COVID, this has become more important because now everybody is stuck at home. For example, we are doing this on, on a recording, or maybe we attend Zoom calls. What if we could actually be present in 3D, right? So here immersive tech comes into play. For example, we can use a mixed reality app or a virtual reality app, where we can actually be transported into a 3D world where our avatars are there and we are able to interact, like, actually scribble on the board, see 3D tools, 3D models, and, do design thinking and actually collaborate as if we are actually in a same space. That makes a huge difference. So these were literally some of the use cases of XR. There are multiple more, and as we move ahead with the course, you will learn a lot of the use cases of XR. So this was all for today, for your first day in this course. I hope you have got a brief understanding about what is XR, what are the sub technologies that are into XR, right? The augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality. How can we access these realities? And what are the use cases of these realities? And what are the key differentiating factors of these realities? So this was an introduction to this course, that is XR Shoot Camp. And in the next session, we would be actually moving on to installation and downloading of softwares that are needed. Also, you'll be provided with resources which you can refer to. Also, we'll be initiating a question answer channel, maybe on Discord as well, so that whenever you have a doubt, you can ping us there and we can help you all the way along. Okay. So signing out, Jatin Pawar from DreamXR, and in collaboration with Ramanujan College. Thank you and have a nice day.